Okay, I'm going to describe to you your competition and why you should succeed. Yeah. So what I used to do, recruitment, really, it's basically sport, but in an office. Really similar to what you need, all the skills that you need to be good at recruitment, you need to be good at running, and you need to be good at getting into something, sticking at it, the work ethic, the resilience, the persistence, the kind of tenacity. All those things pretty much mean the same, but in different ways. And it's about kind of motivation into consistency, thinking about and analyzing your performance and moving forward in a more efficient, improved way, so that kind of you in a month's time, 3 months time, 6 months, a year's time, 2 years time, 5 years time is a much better recruiter or runner than you are right now. It's as simple as that. But your competition is exactly the same as what it is in the recruitment world. And this is what your competition is in the recruitment world. So 80% of an office in a recruitment world, they don't care, they just don't care. They don't care to the point where they are just coasting. And most businesses are like this. Like recently you will have had to call the bank. You will have had to call an aeroplane company. You will have had to call something, an insurance company. You will have had to call somewhere where you've got through to a company. 80% of that call center or 80% of that office, they don't really care. They don't care if your problem gets solved. They don't care if you are happy with how they dealt with your issue. They don't care if they've solved whatever. They don't care about moving up the ladder. They don't care about getting better at their job. They're not passionate about what they're doing because they're in the wrong job. Because probably they don't have the options to do anything else. So in my recruitment office, 80% of the people were just happy being in the bottom kind of like 50%. They were just happy making like 2 placements a month. And that was happy. That would keep them their jobs. That would be enough to keep them their jobs. And so they get to keep their job. A salary comes in at the end of the month. They get a bit of commission, and they have that kind of thing where they get to the office, they've got a few friends in the office, there's that community feeling, there's a social aspect to it. They go in maybe for drinks on a Friday, and they've got that side of it. Most people are like that in the office, and that's how most people view work and view their career. Now, it only takes tiny bit of motivation, a tiny bit of drive, tiny bit of focus and passion and actually caring about what you do in order to get ahead. So be that 1 out of 5 person, get into that 20%, that top 20%. Doesn't take a lot to get into the top 1%, because you're only then facing, if you've got 50 people in an office, 10 of them actually care about what they're doing, 5 of them are probably good. That's 10%. So to get in the top percent, if you care about what you're doing, you're thinking about your performance, you want to improve. So you're not only doing the work, but you're also doing a little bit of homework to think, how can I be better at this? What am I doing? You're analyzing your performance. You're looking at strategy. You're looking at where your time is best spent. Exactly the same in running. Quickly get into the top 10%, yeah? Not difficult to get in the top percent. All you need to do is care, obviously be able to communicate in recruitment, but think and just hit people on a human level. It really is not rocket science. You do not need a PhD to be in recruitment. You need work ethic. You need all the skills that it takes to get into running and to be a good runner. And what is a good runner? A good runner is somebody that is better than they was 3 months ago, that is better than they was 2 years ago. That's for me what a good runner is. If you're moving forward with your running, you're getting somewhere and you're growing as a person, you're developing physically, you're developing mentally, everything in life is improving because your running is moving forward, because you're sticking at something, because you've moved that initial motivation into habit, and now it's consistent, and now it's having nice effects on other parts of your life. So you're starting to make good food choices. You're starting to get hydrated to the right level. You're starting to probably have friends that are also into running or also into sports, and so you're having conversations about sport and how you can improve, and maybe you're kind of planning to do a race let's say you fly into Barcelona and you're planning to do Barcelona Marathon next year, and although it's a long-term goal, it's there in the head and there's no escaping it, because if you're not ready, if you don't do the homework, you're going to find out in a marathon. So all those things happen just because you care and you're sticking at it. So that's your competitor. Your competitor clocks in at 9 o'clock. Your competitor clocks out at 5 o'clock. Your competitor takes an hour for lunch because it's in their contract. Your competitor's not interested in moving up the ladder. They're not interested in getting promoted. They're not interested in putting in the extra work in order to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 placements a month and earn twice as much, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times as much. They're not interested in that. They're just interested in coasting. So everything that you want to be better than, and in order to get to the front of the queue, and in order to use the skills that it takes to be good at recruitment and move those across to running and just be good at running, everything you need there to stick at it, to be consistent, to get that motivation, to get that drive, just to have that no-nonsense approach that tomorrow morning, no matter what the weather outside, the kit's already laid out and we're going for a run. And tomorrow is an easy recovery day because today was a hard session. Yeah? So you're thinking about the game, you care about it so you're analyzing it, so you kind of know what the structure of a week looks like, what the structure of a cycle looks like, what the structure of every 6 weeks, every 12 weeks, to 12 weeks before your marathon, 12 weeks before your 5K, whatever it is you're aiming to do. You care so much so that it just comes naturally. You wake up, you go and you hydrate. For me, I go and get my coffee and then I'm out the door. I'm making these videos and then I'm out the door, yeah? So it's just once it's into your schedule, there's just no escaping it. And for me, it was exactly the same with these videos. It was like, okay, so YouTube completely new to me, and and therefore I'm gonna have to set the camera up. There's certain things that I need to do. Sound needs to be better, I know that, but I promised myself if I can make 100 videos, then I'll get myself a microphone, external microphone, and that's how I kind of motivate myself. But then you got to remember, you got to be able to put that into your day. So all of a sudden, your day, which is already jam-packed, and your to-do list is already there. The 6 key things are already there for me to do. 6 most important to-do things are there every day before I wake up. So I know what I need to do in order to have a productive day, in order to move forward. Now I need to fit in something that I'm completely new to, making videos, and putting content out there to do with how people can get better at running. And for me, the most fascinating part of running, or any elite sport, or any sport, or top level sport, or getting into sport, is the psychology. So for me to continue to make these videos, I have to make it play. I have to make it a game for myself. So I have to keep it interesting. And the way I keep this interesting is to focus on the psychological side, the mentality of a runner, which is often like, there's so many ways you can escape, especially when you're getting into it, especially when you're new, or especially when you've been injured for the last 6 months and you're just getting back into it. There's 1,000 excuses you can use just to say, I don't fancy it today. Maybe tomorrow's a great day to start. Or this weekend I'm going out and therefore I'm going to take a few steps back because I'm going to get drunk and therefore I'll start on Monday. Monday never comes. It's about getting started now. So it's that simple. It's like, how does somebody get out of a situation? There's a million different ways. It's how do you do it and how do you make it happen? And for me, that's the fascinating part. So yeah, that is your competition. So to be in the top 20%, really you just need to care. To be in the top 10%, you need to care and then start caring enough to analyze your performance and then put a strategy in place. And then you need to in order to be in the top 1%, you need to get obsessive about it. Obsessive comes with a lot of negative connotations, but essentially, to be top 1%, or if you're looking at the Olympics, World Championships, whatever, to be in the top 0.001%, you need to be totally immersed in it, totally obsessed, and there's no other alternative but to be as good as you possibly can. So as a recreational runner who's trying to move forward, you want to be somewhere in that. It's quite easy to get in that top 10%, and it's all mentality, which is the great part.